Hi everyone, welcome to BISP Solutions. This is Farha Alam, and in this session we are going to take a look on HCM Cloud OTBI reports, and under this one we are going to see some advanced conditions which we can apply in our OTBI analysis, and basically it is going to be the selection steps. So how do we implement the selection steps in our OTBI analysis? We are going to take a look on this one. So in order to do so, we just have to go to the instance and see how do we apply or implement the selection steps in our OTBI analysis. So let me just go to the instance. This is my instance home page, and I just have to reach out to my OTBI environment. Basically, the navigation is click on navigator, and then under tools we have an option called reports and analytics, and then click on the browse catalog. It will redirect us to the OTBI environment, and here is my OTBI environment, and these are basically my previously created one. So I'm just going to uh, create one analysis by using the subject area compensation salary details real time. This is going to be my subject area. So how can I search for that particular subject area? We just have to open this subject area window, and we have to hold the control F key. So here we can see at the top left corner we can see the search bar. We have to type certain keywords for the desired subject area and hit the enter button. It will highlight the related subject area which we had typed in our search bar. So here it is. So I am going to select compensation salary details real time. This is going to be my subject area for this particular analysis, in which I'm going to apply some conditions, and here I'm going to just sort my subject area according to saved order. So what will happen? And the measure will going to be display at the bottom. So what attributes I am going to include from the subject area? Firstly, I'm going to take the business unit name, and then I want to include the department name, then legal employer I want to include. Next, I'm going to include the legal employer, and then I'm going to expand the worker dimension, and I'm going to include worker name as well. Here it is. And last, I'm going to include the annualized salary for the worker, which is here, annualized salary. And I'm going to include one more measure, which is prior salary. So these are the measures which I have included. Let's click on the results tab, whether we are able to see some results for this one or not. So here is my result. I'm just going back to the criteria tab and doing some column formatting over here, as the same column I don't want to repeat it. So I'm going to select the suppress option over here. So the business unit name having same business unit name will not going to repeat, and same thing I'm going to implement for the department as well. Legal employer, click on results. So here we can see the results. Okay. One more. Now the next step is I'm going to include one view, another view for this one. So how do we include the view? I'm just going to select the graph, and under bar I'm going to select the horizontal bar graph. Just going back to the criteria tab and again come back to the results tab. So here we can see our graph has been inserted in the analysis, but it is showing error. We just have to edit it, and here we have to remove all the graph prompts from it. So here is my graph visible to me. I'm just going to click on done. So here we can see I just want to edit it. I'm going to select some effects in it. Okay, so here is my graph. Click on done. Now one more view I want to include in my analysis, which is gauge. I'm going to include the gauge view as well. And here it is. Just select it or highlight it and click on edit and remove all the graph prompts. I just want to keep the business unit and the annualized salary. Let's see whether it is okay. Now my gauge view is also visible to me. Click on done. Now the next, here I am having two views for my three views. First is the table, second one is horizontal bar graph, and third one is gauge. Okay, now I'm going to implement the selection steps in my analysis. So how do we do that? Here we, under tools, we have an option, show or hide selection steps pane. So I'm going to just select it. So here we can see the selection steps pane is visible to us. So firstly we are going to take a look on the selection steps. So how do we implement the selection step basically? So if I want to implement the selection steps for the business unit name, so just we just have to select it, and here we have to select the members, and here we have an certain options available. So under action we basically have three actions: add, keep only, or remove. So add, if we want to add some business unit, we can add with the help of this function. If we want to only keep that particular business unit, so we have to use this particular action, which is keep only. And if we want to remove any particular business unit from business unit name from our analysis, then we will go with the remove action. So this time I'm going to select the second one, which is keep only, and I'm going to provide the name for my sorry, I'm going to implement it on the department name. So just select the member and keep only, and I'm going to provide the department name as which contains human resources. Search for it, and here we have all the human resources related departments over here. So I'm just going to select few of them, like human resource AE, AR, then I'm going to select CA, then FI, FR, and last I'm going to select this one, human resources progression US. select it and click on this move option, so that particular departments will going to appear under this area, selected area. Click on OK, and here we will be able to see only the business, only the department name, which contains only human resources AE, CA, AR, FIFR and US. Not more than that. Just click on it to hide this selection pane option. So here we can see our department. One more thing I want to show. I want to set my content paging over here, so I don't need to scroll my analysis horizontally. So here we have these this is basically about the select member under the selection step. Now the next is, this is about the selection step and how do we select the particular members in our analysis. So as we have so many different departments available, but I have just selected a few of them. How many departments I have selected? I have selected six departments. Human resources CA 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are basically the department which is visible to me. And the next step is, again I'm going to now the next step is add groups and calculated items in the analysis. So how do we use this one? So we just have to, firstly we have to save this analysis. So here I have saved my analysis with this name, selection steps analysis. Now I am just going back to the catalog and I am going to copy this particular analysis, copy it and then paste it. Just click on edit, and then I'm going to show you how do we add groups and calculated items in the analysis. So we just have to again show this selection step pane, and I'm going to remove this particular selection step from my analysis, and then I'm going to, this time I'm going to implement on the worker name. I'm going to select this one, and here we have under selection step we have an option called add groups or calculated items. So previously we had seen this first one, which is select member. Now we are going to show see this one, which is add groups or calculated items. And if I select this one, so what will happen is if I am having already saved groups or calculated items. If I have, so I can use that particular one with the help of this option. But I had not done yet, so I'm just going to click on new group. So I'm going to create new group, click on it, and here uh, let's suppose I'm going to let me firstly I have to see the name for the workers as Hunter Matt and Mills Elizabeth. These are the name on which I am going to apply my group. Now I have to search for these workers, Hunter Matt and Suppose I'm going to select this one, and then I have to click on OK. So we can see the group has been created for these two workers. So here the group has been created. Now it is quite bit difficult to search this particular group for these two workers. So what I have to do, I have just to format this group so that we can easily identify it. Here I have to provide the size and few colors for it. Style, I want to keep it bold, and background color, if we want to select, we can select it. Click on OK. Okay. I just have to hide this. So here we can see the group for these two particular workers, Hunter and Elizabeth, has been created over here, which is this is one, Hunter Matt and Mills Elizabeth. So, and if we want to show the grand subtotal for this one, we can do that also. We just have to right click on the columns, and we have to select show grand total, and we have to select the option after values. So we'll be able to see the grand total. Okay. And here one more thing I have included, which is the show subtotal rows after values. So what I have to do, I just have to click on this and right click on the particular column, and we just have to select this show subtotal, and we just have to select this option after value. So after a particular business unit name, we'll be able to see the subtotal. And next we are going to see how can we apply the conditions under the selection steps, right? So how do we do that? We just have to go back and just enable or show this selection pane, and I'm going to remove the previous conditions or previous selection steps, and now I want to implement the selection steps for let's suppose I want to implement my selection step for legal employer. So here when I click on selection steps or new selection, so here we have last we have an option called apply a condition. Click on it, and here we can use the condition type. So here we have different type of conditions available. So this time I'm going to use this one, which is name. So here I'm going to use this one, which is top or bottom condition I'm going to use. So I'm going to select this one, and it will going to show us the top 10 annualized salaries of the worker, and rank if you want to provide. So I want to provide 10 over here, and here I have selected the action as keep only, and then I click on OK. So what will happen? Only the top 10 annualized salary will be visible to us. So here we can using the condition is top 10. So we are able to see the top 10 annualized salary. Now as some here are few salaries are repeating, that's why it is showing the repeating salaries as well. So next, if I will apply some different conditions for this one, so I just have to go to this one and edit, click on this edit condition, and instead of keep only, if I want to set remove top 10 annualized salaries, so it will remove the top 10 annualized salaries and display us the output. Now, if we notice that if we want to apply certain different condition, right? So we just have to again show this selection pane, and I'm just going to remove this one, and then I'm going to select the department name, click on new step, and then apply a condition, and this time I am going to uh, select this one, which is greater than, let's suppose I'm going to select this one or this one. So keep only and column, click on OK. If I select this one between, so keep only, I'm going to select the action, and here I have to provide the range. So what will happen, it will going to display the annualized salary between the range which we have provided. So let's suppose I will provide over here between 1 lakh to 5 lakh. Click on OK. So here we can see the salary that comes under the range between 1 lakh to 5 lakh. So this is basically about the selection steps in the OTBI analysis, and what subject area we have used in for creating this one. We have selected the compensation salary details real time, and we have seen how do we select the members under selection steps, then how do we add groups and calculated items as well, and then how do we add sub total rows and grant subtotal rows in the analysis, and how do we apply the conditions in the analysis. So this is all about our today's session. Thank you everyone.